Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Monday. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Reflections. I'm going to kickstart your week with some thoughts to challenge, inspire, and empower you. For those who don't know me, my name's Kevin. I am a life transformation and wellness coach. I'm also a certified mindset coach. And I decided to start this series called Coffee Reflections as kind of a moment to reflect and pause each day. And over the course of the last 2 years, I've collected a series of insights, quotes that moved me, and different life lessons. And I decided to start this journey of coffee reflections on video to share with you some of the things that I've reflected on and learned in my own personal journey. And so what I decided to do is take a jar of all of those collected reflections and read it out loud and share it with you. Hopefully we can share some thoughts to help you take a moment to just take a breath. In today's world where we're always on the go, everything's so fast, I really find it helpful to just pause and collect your thoughts and ground yourself with where you're at in the moment. So today's reflection is a really good one. It's a powerful one, and it's very close to my heart. And so the reflection I pulled out of the jar already is: anxiety is not a disease. Anxiety is not a disease. Anxiety is a alert. It's an alert for yourself, your body, your mind, and it's also your ally. And so I want to take a moment to just really just reflect on that, right? So anxiety is not a disease. Anxiety is your body alerting you that often something needs to be fixed or cured. And so let's redefine what anxiety means. We're so quick in today's world to just condition ourselves to label ourselves as anxious or have anxiety, right? But little do we do to actually manage our anxiety. And little do we do to actually understand our anxiety. This mindset shift can take you off of medication. It's very easy to tell your doctor you're feeling anxious and it's hindering your day, which could be very well. It's impacting your life. It's affecting your lifestyle. However, if you shift your mindset to not labeling anxiety as something that needs to be fixed or cured, but instead as your body, your internal, your soul, your spirit saying something's off. I don't know what, but figure it out. Something is off. And so anxiety is your body's way of alerting you to potential threats, unfinished business, or some sort of misalignment in your life. What I have practiced over the last year, and it's a lot harder to be done than it is to say this, but what I've practiced in the last year is when I feel anxious, when I'm feeling really like edgy, I ask myself, what is anxiety trying to bring to my attention right now? I'll pause and I'll just reflect on that for a second. It is challenging. It's something that takes practice and time. But anxiety is your body alerting you that something is not aligned with what feels right. And so this could be in the form of you have unfinished business at work and you're just feeling anxious about it, or you have a really important conversation to talk about with your spouse or a friend and you're just avoiding it. So now you're feeling anxious. Or if you're anything like me, in my case, I have a lot of physical anxiety, particularly in the form of ectopic heartbeats or another form of heart palpitations. I commend you if you know what that is, and I commend you if you are managing that, because they are not for the faint of heart, pun intended. For me, I get ectopic heartbeats, which is essentially your heart, your electrical system in your heart skipping a beat. So you might have your normal heartbeat, and then all of a sudden it feels like your heart stops for a second or two, and then it double beats. So it doubles down on that missed beat, and that's just your heart's electrical circuit rebalancing itself. but that is a physical manifestation of anxiety for me. It's also a physical manifestation of built up tension, stress in my body. And so I have taken that into consideration anytime I feel those, or if they're picking up that, okay, what's off right now? What am I not doing? And most of the time, I'm not stretching after a workout or at all. I'm not foam rolling, or it could be I didn't get proper sleep the last few days. It could be a number of things. But regardless, my mindset has shifted from the victim mindset to a growth mindset. So when your anxiety rises, it is an alert that something is off and needs to be addressed. So what's the difference between anxiety versus fear? Well, anxiety prepares you for action. Fear can paralyze you. Oftentimes we believe that fear is anxiety, and fear is more so a side effect of anxiety. But again, anxiety prepares you to take action. How can we learn to differentiate the two and channel anxiety into productive energy, right? So again, I'm a big advocate for listening to anxiety instead of resisting anxiety. Ask, what are you trying to tell me? You could use a practical tip by journaling or taking a deep breath. That can help you decode the message your anxiety is trying to bring. Growth often happens outside of comfort zones, and anxiety is a signpost pointing to areas where growth is possible. So if you're feeling anxiety physically, like me in my body, I need to address more of my physical realm. If you're feeling a lot more mental anxiety, that is a key indicator that your mindset needs to be tweaked or adjusted. If you're feeling anxiety spiritually, if you feel like you're just an unspiritual person and you're just not aligned with God and with, whatever spiritual realm you believe in, that's an indicator to work on that. And we can get into that on another video. Excuse me. So anxiety and self-awareness really tie into each other. And that's why I'm always preaching that awareness is such a key skill to stack with yourself, because anxiety reveals areas of our lives that need attention. So that's relationships, boundaries, habits, so on. And so when you become more self-aware of your anxiety, of why you're feeling anxious in that moment, you will see an exponential growth, like an exponential feeling of growth in your life, where you have these aha moments that you never had before, or you observe things through a different lens that you never observed before. So to wrap this up, I want to encourage you to reflect on what your anxiety might be teaching you. And I want you to practice taking a moment to just take a deep breath. What is the anxiety trying to alert me of? Because your anxiety is not a disease. It's not something that needs to be cured. In fact, it is an ally. Anxiety is an ally, and we need to shift our mindset to believing in anxiety as a tool and partner with anxiety. This will help you become more mindful. It'll ground you to the situation, and it'll help you manage stress in ways that you never looked at before. So I want to encourage you to practice being grateful for your anxiety rather than fearful. Once you get yourself out of that mindset that anxiety is just here to cripple you and destroy you, and into, no, anxiety is here to help me. Anxiety is the unforeseen, invisible messaging tool that my mind, my body, and my spirit needs in order to grow into a better version of myself. And when you do that, I promise you, life will be 1,000% easier. So I hope somebody took something away from today's coffee reflection. And I hope you can take a moment to pause, take a breath, reflect on what your anxiety is telling you, in your day-to-day lifestyle. Hopefully that helps somebody. And until the next one, I hope the rest of your week is as good as this cup of coffee. Until next time, take care.